Once upon a time, there was a nursing home, and it was boring and dull like you would expect. But one day, a group of hip, slick, and cool old fellows were moved into the home by their families who were too lazy to take care of them. This is the story of these geezers. Welcome back to Where Am I? Tales from a Local Nursing Home. It's time for a recap. Last episode, Aubrey told the old folks that they could eat only one of that day's 2 casseroles, since the other was made of saffron and gold. So, making the natural decision, the nursing home residents, led by George, were determined to steal the golden one and claim the casserole for themselves. So began the great casserole heist. The old folks, geared up with duct tape and sexy nurse outfits, proceeded to kill Rocky the security guy, hide the body, and steal and eat the casserole. The casserole, being meant for the Japanese ambassador, Wibishima, did not make an appearance at supper, which enraged the ambassador to the point of declaring war. The Japanese attacked, but the whole thing was blamed on Rocky, who was already dead, and so everyone calmed down, and the war was called off. It is now early December, and Aubrey proudly announces the news to the old folks.
Hey peepers, we got a fresh-year-old guy moved into our nursing home. His name is Nicholas S. Saint.
Oh boy, this is cooler than luscious rice and chocolate chicken, and that's pretty cool.
What? There's already too many people here. I don't want to have to deal with some new annoying guy.
I'm sure he'll be fine. On his permission slip, he read about himself. I'm jolly and merry, and only eat milk and cookies. Wonder if that means anything.
I'm sure it means nothing. Say, when is Nikki gonna move in here anyway?
In approximately 7.8 seconds. Oh gosh, he must be here!
Breaking news. Some guy named Nicholas S. Saint has just arrived at the nursing home. Stay tuned for more on this mysterious figure.
Aubrey gallops to the door and opens it, but no one is there. There is simply a note reading, "Check the chimney."
Well, that's peculiar. He must be late or something. I'll go clean the fireplace in the meantime.
Aubrey climbs into the fireplace, but soon a fat guy lands on top of him, knocking Aubrey out.
Ho, ho, ho. Who did I just land on?
That was Ashley, but never mind that. Say, those be some funny looking clothes you're wearing.
The rest of the old folks notice Nicholas's odd outfit. He's wearing a red suit, a Christmas hat, and a pair of black boots.
This guy looks vaguely familiar.
I wouldn't know. Say, Gertrude, I think we're standing under some mistletoe. Pucker up, sweetums.
Get away from me!
Fine. Just promise that on Christmas Day you'll give me a big wet one. It's the only thing I'll have on my Christmas list. You know, and more tequila. But that's pretty much a given at this point.
You don't even celebrate Christmas!
How dare you assume my religion? Do you have any idea how offensive that was?
I didn't assume anything. You told me yesterday. I don't even celebrate Christmas.
Oh, I must have forgotten about that. But anyway, what's up, Nikki? What's going on?
Just call me Nicholas, but nothing much besides making toys and all.
I still think this guy seems familiar. You know, I feel like I've heard of someone associated with these clothes, beard, and toy making.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard about him a long time ago during my trek to Walmart. Seeing all those Kwanzaa decorations and all, it was emotionally and mentally scarring and cute as heck.
Well, then... So, Nick, lunchtime begins in like 2 minutes. We'll be having some yummy casserole like usual.
I don't usually like casserole.
The whole nursing home gasps in horror.
How could you possibly not like casserole? Oh, my tooth.
The only thing I ever eat is cookies, with a side of milk, of course.
I gotta admit, I do love me some chocolate chip cookies, but I don't understand how someone over the age of 60 wouldn't be a huge fan of casserole. Casserole isn't just a food, it's a lifestyle.
Well, when I'm busy delivering toys to all the good girls and boys around the world, I only have time to eat a few cookies. I haven't had a casserole in 20 years.
20 years?
The nursing home grows silent as the old people look disgusted at Nicholas's confession. On the one hand, they want to introduce Nick to the world of casserole, but on the other, they don't know if he truly deserves to try it.
Yep, 20 years.
And you say all you've eaten since then is chocolate chip cookies? That's not healthy. I do love me some cookies, but I always gotta make sure I stay trim by drinking a beet, artichoke, and tofu smoothie. Keeps me nice and hunky. But it doesn't taste the best, I gotta say.
Speaking of hunky, I think Gertrude and I are under the mistletoe yet again. Give me a kissy kissy.
Will you stop it?
Plain hard to get, I see. I respect that.
It is 4:23 and 46 seconds sharp. Supper is beginning at the nursing home.
It's time for supper!
Wowie, that's radical.
Say, What are we having for supper? Any milk and cookies?
Huh? As if. Only casserole here at the nursing home.
I guess I'll try some if there's nothing else.
That's the spirit. Get in line, broski.
So today's options for casserole are green bean and chocolate casserole and creamsicle and chicken wing casserole. Sorry that we didn't prepare any cookies for you, Nikki. I guess I'll get the lunch ladies to make you a chocolate chip casserole tomorrow, but for now, you'll have to deal with what we got.
I can't decide on which casserole to get. Both sound yummy.
I'd have to go with the creamsicle and chicken wing kind. Great combo if you ask me. Almost as good as a combo as Viet Cong and bullets to the head.
I guess I'll just get what he's getting.
The lunch lady scoops a nice lumpy spoonful of creamsicle and chicken wing casserole onto Nicholas's plate. Little bones from the chicken wings are sticking out of the spoonful, and the melted creamsicle is forming a bright orange puddle on the bottom of his plate. For whatever reason, it looks to be radioactive. Nicholas looks terrified.
My, that looks delicious. Give me 2 spoonfuls of that, lunch lady.
Yeah, me too. But give me 4 spoonfuls, because that casserole looks extra good today.
The rest of the old folks order exponentially increasing amounts of casserole, ending with Barney grabbing a heaping 256 spoonfuls of casserole and walk to their dinner tables. Adiip is slurping the melted creamsicle liquid from the bottom of his plate using a straw. Nicholas is still picking at his food with a fork.
You should try some of that casserole, Nicky Poo.
Sorry, it just looks kinda gross.
Gross? I've never tasted a gross casserole in all my years of life. All 137, of course. Just give it a taste.
Fine. Bottoms up.
Nicholas chokes down some of the casserole. His mouth puckers up, as if he tasted a lemon, and his face appears to have a green tint. He's not able to swallow all the casserole, though, and spits up some of the mush onto his plate in disgust.
Where did this come from?
Cherry Noble, I think. That's a weird name for a casserole factory. This doesn't taste like cherry at all. It reminds me of the...
No one cares, Gil. It's much more important that Nick here doesn't actually enjoy eating casserole. I mean, he's an old man. He's gotta like casserole, at least a little bit.
Casserole is a national treasure, much like Gertrude. I don't get why anyone would not want to eat one of these treasures of the world. So many different flavors of casserole, creamsicle and chicken wing, coal and...
Shh! Do you want us to get invaded by Japan again?
Sorry, I'm not very good with incriminating information.
Whatever. Let's get back to the topic at hand. I don't understand you, Nick. You don't seem to fit in with us old folks. For one, you don't like casserole. 2, you're super jolly. And 3, you wear stupid clothes. I mean, us old folks here at least have some fashion sense.
I don't know, George. I think big puffy red clothes are more stylish than your polo shirt and khaki slacks, you hipster.
Whatever. Nick, my point is that you're just not like anyone else here. You seem like some sort of jolly holiday mascot or something.
Maybe even a mascot for the commies. Look at all that red.
Well, I see I'm not welcome here. I'll just go back up to my room. You're on the naughty list.
That guy reminds me of the Easter Bunny. Say, where's he going?
Back up to his room to do who knows what.
Probably up there briefing his squad on how to surround the nursing home. I say we got 3, maybe 4 days before they attack.
What do you think he's doing up there? Gil, why don't you go over there and spy on him? You know, look through his window and stuff.
Okie dokie. I'll use my binoculars.
Gil goes outside with his trusty pair of binoculars and stares up into Nick's room. At first, he doesn't see anything suspicious, but soon he notices Nicholas wave his arms at some deer wading in the duck pond. Suddenly, the deer's noses and eyes lit up an ominous bright red, and they began to fly. Gil is gobsmacked, to say the least.
What's going on with Nicola? I gotta tell everyone.
Gil returns to the rest of the old people, screaming about what he had just witnessed.
I just saw the darnest thing. Nikipu was corrupting forest animals with his magical powers. He's a witch, I tell you. A witch! I've read about incidents like this happening. I gotta tell my buddy Giles before he gets crushed by stones again.
Well, this old coot's lost it. I probably should have sent someone slightly more sane to go spy on Nicholas.
This is big news. I'm gonna have to get to the newsroom and report this right away.
Wait! We have to be absolutely sure before we report anything! I say we all go out tomorrow night and watch him together!
You're right. At the moment, we have no way to prove this. We must witness it firsthand.
I'll bring the spud gun.
No, Leonard. No weapons this time. Guys, we're doing another mission. Today's mission is Operation Santa Witch Trials. We'll spy on him tomorrow night. Albert will dress up as a deer, just right for the corrupting. So we'll wait for the evil witch Nick to start using his black magic on Albert. And then we'll catch him on video using Adiip's disposable camera.
I can't wait. This is gonna be more fun than the time we stole that golden sapphire.
Shh, no talking about that, Albert. Have Aubrey wheel you to that costume store and buy a deer costume there.
Say, how does this costume store stay open year-round? Don't they usually close after Halloween?
I guess they have a surplus of money thanks to us buying a ton of nurse outfits. But never mind. Get going, Albert.
Alright, 1 deer costume on the double. Bye, folks.
Will the old people's scheme work out? What kind of secret magic is Nicholas hiding? And will Albert be corrupted by Nicholas' powers? Find out after the break.
You're listening to WCHS, Wall Township.
Welcome back to Where Am I? Currently, Albert is being wheeled back from the costume store by Aubrey.
Why do you want to buy this costume again? It's not every day when some old guy asks me to wheel him in at a costume store to go buy a deer costume. I mean, it happens on occasion. But that usually happens around March or April, never December.
It's for a friend.
Yeah, I get it. I have friends that need deer costumes too. That's why I got one as well. Yeah, friends that need deer costumes. That sounds good.
Anyway, hurry up. You're taking forever wheeling me back to the nursing home. I got things to do, places to be.
Really? What kind of things? Can I come?
No, I got secret stuff to do. Stuff you can't be involved in.
I see. If you have any rowdy plans sometime, let me in on them. I'm up for anything, as long as it doesn't start another war with Japan.
We're home. You can leave now.
Fine. Just remember when I told you about the crazy plans and how I'd want to be in on them. I mean, I've never told anyone this before, but I get pretty lonely sometimes.
Yeah, whatever. See ya.
Thanks for spending this time with me, Albert. Say, can I call you Al? It's been really fun talking to a true friend, and...
Enough with that jazz. Just get going, and don't call me Al.
Fine. Adios, Albert.
Albert rests on the couch in the nursing home lobby. George, Adiip, and Barney come down from their rooms to tell them a problem with the plan.
Well, Leonard, Gertrude, Adiip, Gil, Barney, and I were invited to our old janitor Rocky's funeral. For some reason, you weren't invited, so it looks like you'll have to do the mission yourself. I'll wheel you over to Nick's window, but then I'll have to get going to that funeral. I guess it's the least I could do, considering what we did to Rocky. Anyway, good luck.
Yeah, sorry, Albert, that we have to cop out last minute. But you should be fine. I mean, it's not that risky spending the night next to a witch with dark magical powers.
Godspeed, Albert.
George, Adiip, and Barney leave the lobby to return to their rooms to get dressed for the funeral.
Oh, what will I do alone with some witch? I must not disappoint my dear friends, though. I think I'll do it, but right after Archie gives me a sponge bath. Archie, get over here.
My name is Aubrey for the last time.
Whatever, Albus. Just get on with the sponge bath.
Fine. Just let me get the sponge and some candles to set the mood.
What a weirdo. I'd best prepare for catching Nicholas. Adiip gave me his camera to take pictures of the guy performing his witchery on me, so I'm gonna tape that to my forehead.
Aubrey walks in, carrying a sponge shaped like a heart, several candles, and this time a pair of thick orange rubber gloves.
Hey, Albert, whoa. What's with the camera on your forehead? What?
Aubrey gets to scrubbing and never stopping scrubbing. Well, Albert thinks about the mission before him.
This is pretty nasty, Albert. Not gonna lie. Can we just do this every other day? Because this is what I dread being age saying. It's really not necessary that I wash you every...
Shut up. I'm busy thinking.
Think about what?
Stuff, you know?
I see. I think about stuff too. Usually about koalas.
After a couple of minutes, Aubrey finishes sponge bathing Albert.
Hey, Aubrey, you mind changing me into this?
Albert holds out his reindeer costume. Aubrey looks on with a look of confusion.
Okay. I mean, I'm usually the weird one here, but this is odd even for my standards. And I'm the one who just said I usually think about koalas.
Don't judge. Just get me into this reindeer costume, and then push my stretcher by the duck pond.
What? The duck pond? You're saying you want me to dress you up in a reindeer onesie, push you in a stretcher next to a duck pond in the middle of the night in December, and leave you there to freeze even though you can't move on your own?
Yup, pretty simple. Get on with it. This episode is moving slow enough already.
If you say so.
Aubrey dries Albert off and painstakingly squeezes the reindeer onesie onto Albert's tight yet leathery abs. He pushes Albert onto a stretcher and moves it over by the duck pond. He lays a sweaty, stained baby blue blanket that he has likely had since he was an infant over Albert's back.
So, are you sure that this is where you want me to leave you? Because this is pretty sketchy.
Yes, for the last time. By the way, take your dang blanket. It's gross and sweaty, and the color doesn't match with my aesthetic.
Fine. This is the thanks I get for trying to keep you from dying.
Aubrey parts way with Albert after snatching up his beloved blankie from Albert. As he walks off, he rubs the blankie on his face, saying,
I missed you for the brief 20 seconds you were separated from my side.
and returns to the nursing home. Albert, realizing Aubrey is gone, purposefully falls off the stretcher, so he looks more like a deer.
All alone now. I'm starting to wish I kept Aubrey's blankie around, because gosh, gee, it's cold out here. Wowee, that was Nick. Time to catch him in the act.
Nicholas leans out the window, staring at the huddled up deer next to the duck pond.
The poor little deer looks hurt. I guess I'll give the reindeer the power of flight then.
Jeez, oh man, here it comes.
As Albert points his head with the camera attached to it at Nicholas's window, Nicholas sends a beam of light towards Albert.
Wait, I feel better than ever. Huh? I'm flying. Holy free, holy.
Albert soars through the air, giddy as a gizzard.
Woohoo! I've been healed. I never felt so alive.
Suddenly, Albert falls to the ground, as the kind of magic Nicholas uses probably works better on reindeer, or just people without paper bones. His bones return to normal upon hitting the ground, and a crack even louder than usual is heard, followed by a loud splat.
Quack.
First, the realization that every single bone in his body has been broken doesn't hit him, but soon he realizes.
Quack. Quack.
What in the world was that sound? Wait, that's not a reindeer. That's Albert.
Witch!
I'm not a witch, I'm Santa Claus.
The old people, returning from the funeral, notice Albert lying on the ground in a deer costume. George laughs to himself upon seeing the broken Albert.
Ooh, a deer.
A deer? That's Albert! Just too drunk on the kill of the... Notice Albert. Albert, are you okay?
That man is a witch, and I have the photos that can prove it.
This guy's bones look even more broken than usual, so we better take him to the ECU again.
Take me away. But after I get out of there, we will try this Nicholas Saint character as a witch in the court of law. And I won't stop until he is proven 100,000% guilty.
Oh, well, this is enough evidence for me. I mean, someone had to have broken his bones, and there's gotta be some pretty incriminating photos on that camera.
Yeah, we should take that camera off his head. Ugh.
George rips the camera off Albert's forehead, where it had previously been taped. Albert is then taken away by the paramedics, who agree to do surgery on him for the last time.
Are there any pictures of luscious rice and chocolate chicken on that camera?
There's one picture of that. But check out the rest of these. This is some shocking stuff. See, here's Nicky sending a beam of light towards Albert. Then, check out this picture. It's Albert flying super high, with his arms flailing helplessly. And wait, what's this picture?
George points to a picture on the camera of Adiip shirtless, a rose in his mouth, and her holding a note saying, "To Gertrude, my one true love." Adiip's abs look especially muscular in this picture. Photoshop may have been involved, but it is still on a camera, so who knows?
Don't look at that picture. That was meant for someone else.
Sweet abs, Adiip. Now, not exactly what I wanted to see right now, but I gotta admit, those abs are pretty well toned.
Ooh la la. Is that a lemur or something? Speaking of which, lemurs inhabit the island of Madagascar along with the Comoro Islands. They're part of the subclass of primates known as prosimius and can weigh up to 15 pounds.
My abs do not look like lemurs. Unless Gertrude likes lemurs, that is. In which case, yeah, they look just like them.
As the old people comment on Adiip's rock-solid, yet still lemurish abs, Adiip blushes uncomfortably. They turn around to notice Gertrude puking in the duck pond.
Sorry, just seeing Adiip expose himself makes me a little nauseous.
Gertrude leans her head back into the duck pond to finish up puking.
Enough with Adiip's abs. We gotta get this Nicholas guy arrested before he bewitches any more old folks here at this nursing home. The problem is, though, that not many current police officers actually believe in witchcraft and are willing to prosecute some random old guy for it. So, this leaves us in a tough spot. We gotta get a police officer who is insane enough to arrest some guy due to witchcraft.
Oh, I know. Let's get Officer McPolice Officer Man McArresting old folks for stealing casserole. That guy's crazier than luscious rice and chocolate chicken mixed with a turkey and watermelon sandwich with sprinkles on top.
Say, you might just be onto something. That guy's pretty wacky. I mean, he sent the whole military to investigate a stolen casserole.
Sure, I'll give him a call. He gave me his phone number after everything was over.
All the old people give Adiip an odd look.
Why the heck do you have that guy's phone number?
No reason! At least he gave me his phone number, unlike some people. Gertrude.
Adiip, I've told you 1,000,000 times. The reason I've never given my phone number is because I still have my old-fashioned rotary phone that stopped working 47 years ago. Don't quit asking me.
Whatever. Anyway, quit judging me and let me call up the good officer.
Adiip takes a crumpled pink note out of his pocket that has a heart with a series of numbers, presumably the policeman's phone number written next to it. He proceeds to dial the number on his flip phone and wait for the police officer to answer.
Hello? Hello?
Hi, Brad. It's Adiip.
His name is Brad?
Shh! I'm busy talking to the officer. Anyways, Brad, I was wondering if you could drop by the nursing home again and arrest this guy. His name's Nicky, and he bewitched my friend Albert.
Bewitched, you say? I take witch threats very seriously. Not many police officers do these days, but I do. I'll be there immediately-ish.
Thanks, Brad. See ya soon.
Will Nicholas be arrested? Is he actually a witch? Will Albert recover from his injuries? Stay tuned to Where Am I? The hippest show in the tri-state area. WCHS, Wall Township.
WCHS.
Welcome back to Where Am I? Tales from a local nursing home. An hour has passed since Adiip finished up his conversation with Brad, a wacko police officer, and he has still not arrived at the nursing home.
What could be taking that doggone policeman so long?
I don't know. Brad told me he'd be here right away.
Quit calling him Brad. It's really weird. Call him officer or something normal.
Ooh, here he comes, walking through that door.
Hey, oldsters.
Sup, Brad? What took you so gosh darn long?
I was busy getting my name changed from Officer McPolice Officer Man McArresting Old Folks for stealing casserole to Officer McPolice Officer Man McArresting Old Folks for being dirty no-good witches. It's necessary for the job, I suppose. Anyway, where's this witch freak? I gonna handcuff him so hard that he's gonna cry for his mummy.
He's up there, in that window. See?
He looked menacing. I've never trusted people with rosy cheeks and snowy white beards. Luckily, I don't even have to knock at his door or anything, because his window's open and I got a search warrant and the ladder.
I don't think that's a search warrant. Officer, I think it's written on the back of an old Chuck E. Cheese coupon in green crayon.
What? Ignore that.
Brad puts the search warrant in his back pocket and props the ladder against the wall of the nursing home.
Up I go. Who wants to come with?
Oh, I wanna come. I'm gonna report this on my news show tomorrow morning.
Okie doke. What's your name again?
Barney Thistlewhite, news extraordinaire and host of The Barney Show.
Sure, Barney. Alright, let's go bust this sucker.
Oh, I love busting suckers.
Barney and Officer Brad McPolice Officer Man McArresting Old Folks for being dirty no-good witches ascend the ladder into Nicholas's room. His room is adorned with a Christmas tree, candy canes, Christmas stockings, presents, nutcrackers, and more.
You're under arrest, I think.
What? Not me.
Yes, you. We're arresting you on account of witchcraft and stuff. Stick your jolly little hands out so I can cuff them.
Witchcraft? It's good, wholesome Christmas magic.
Breaking news! Nicholas Saint, a resident of our nursing home, was just been arrested for witchcraft. These changes are coming from Albert Glass, who claims he has been thrown in the air Saint's magical witch powers. This Saint guy is no saint, am I right? Do you have any comments, Nicky Poo?
What? You guys got this all wrong. I'm no witch. I'm Santa Claus.
Shut up, mister! Us police don't take witch threats lightly. Just stick your little white hands out so be cuffed by yours truly.
I guess it's clear that there's no way to get you guys to listen to me. Here you go, you brutes.
Nicholas does as Brad requests and sticks his lily white hands out. Brad cuffs him and takes off Nick's Santa hat to put on his own head. Barney, Brad, and Nicholas all return down from the ladder to greet the rest of the old folks.
Well, all's well that ends well. We got Nicky here all cuffed and whatnot, and I stole a Santa hat.
Well, this has to be our only mission to be a success.
Don't speak too soon yet, Buster. We still got a trial ahead of us, but it should be a breeze since we have no opposition.
You said it. Anyway, check out this sick impression of Nicholas I'm doing. See? Ho ho ho! I'm a witch! Ho ho ho!
Suddenly, something clicks in Gertrude's mind. She realizes she's been wrong about Nick this whole time. The Christmas hat, the beard, the ho ho ho, and whatnot. This guy is Santa.
Hold up a minute! This man is in no scent. He's just Santa Claus. He's no witch.
Finally, someone with sanity around here. I'm Santa Claus. That's what I've been trying to tell you guys this whole time.
Santa Claus? Ha ha ha! That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It's not ridiculous. I'm just connecting the dots. I mean, look at him. He's got a white beard. He's got rosy cheeks. The complete Santa outfit and all.
But you're leaving out a key piece of evidence. This guy's a witch. I mean, look at what he did to Albert. Would Santa ever do that?
Remember, Albert was dressed up as a reindeer. I'm sure Nicholas just meant to give him the ability to fly.
You've gone crazy. Look at the photos. It's so obvious he meant to hurt Albert. What do you think, Adiip?
I don't know. Gertrude says he's Santa, and Gertrude's always right. So I think he's innocent.
What? The two of you are insane. Leonard, what do you think about this?
Well, Santa gives me coal every year on Christmas. I'll never forgive him. So naturally, because of that, Nicholas here is 169% guilty.
See? Leonard's smart. He agrees with me, even though I can see why he'd get coal every year.
Well, I guess I'll sell it in the morning, in court tomorrow. See you later. I gotta get some rest to defend Nicholas tomorrow.
What? You're gonna defend him tomorrow? You and Adiip are all cuckoo bananas.
The old people all return to their beds, prepared for their court duties the next day. George will be the prosecutor, Leonard the co-counsel for prosecution, Gil and Albert the witnesses, Gertrude the defendant, Adiip the co-counsel for defense, and Barney the reporter. Aubrey agrees to act as the judge. The next morning, Barney starts his news show at 4 a.m.
Yeah, boy! It's 4 a.m. It's time for the news, as the cool kids say. Also, known as the Barney Show, whatever floats your boat. Today is the day for the grand trial in which it will be decided whether or not Nicholas Saint is to be charged with witchcraft. His fate is in the hands of his defenders, Gertrude and Adiip, and his prosecutors, George and Leonard, along with our faithful judge, Abe. I will be reporting on the event. The cafeteria will be serving a grass clipping and manatee tongue casserole, along with a delicious pre-chewed lemonade sandwich with grapes.
The trial is about to begin in the nursing home cafeteria. The tables are arranged to make a makeshift court, though it seems pretty shabbily done. In fact, much of the nursing home looks pretty shabby, considering that the janitor is now dead and a new one has not yet been hired. The defense and prosecution are located on separate sides of the court, with Aubrey sitting in the middle, wearing an old mop on his head because he thinks it looks like a judge wig.
May the trial of Mr. Nicholas Saint begin. Is the defense ready?
I am ready to receive Gertrude's phone number, Your Honor.
The defense is actually ready to defend Santa Claus, Your Honor.
Very well then. Prosecution, are you ready?
Just as ready as the time I invaded Hawaii on D-Day. Stalin never stood a chance, and neither did those Hawaiians.
How did I get stuck with this guy? We're ready, Your Honor.
Fantastic. Boys and girls, does the prosecution have its opening statement ready?
It was October 8th, 1948. We were dropped off by the United States Navy at Honolulu. We had one task, take out Joseph Stalin. And we did, with his own bloody collarbone.
We're not trying to prosecute the Soviet Union, you dolt. And that's not our opening statement. Anyway, Jill something or other observed the defendant tainting the poor forest animals with witch magic near the nursing home. He seemed to focus on the deer, so the following night, Albert Glass dressed up like a deer and was positioned between the defendant's window and the duck pond. The accused then used his witchcraft on Mr. Glass and, well, with his evil black magic made him fly into the air, only for him to fall back down and for all of his bones to break. Look at him now.
George points to Albert, who is in a full-body cast. He walks off his stretcher with a crack slightly less loud than the night before.
Objection! Objection! He did none of this to hurt him. He did this to help out the forest creatures because he's Santa Claus!
You don't help out forest creatures by breaking their bones! And if he is Santa, then where's your proof? And how is it relevant considering he nearly killed this guy?
Well...
Calm down, Gertrude. No need to raise your delicate voice. I can do this for you, as the people in my old home country would.
Adiip slams down on his desk, hurting his palms. Adiip waves his hands around in pain.
Ow! Well, he's Santa Claus because he's dressed up like him.
So you're saying, if I dressed up like a fat communist, I could be Santa Claus?
Yeah, probably.
What? No! Notice the rosiness in his cheeks. Notice the jolliness and cheer he has.
Gertrude points to Nick, who looks incredibly dismal and sad because the police officer Brad has tied him up.
Looks like he's just sad his secret of being a French spy has been compromised. Trust me, I busted many Swiss spies in my day.
He doesn't look so happy to me. And not because the wackadoodle next to me thinks he's a Swiss whatever.
Well, he's only sad because he's tied up and handcuffed.
It's true. As a young gun in India, I had a lot of experience being bound in handcuffs. And trust me, I didn't smile a whole lot either. Especially after my sweet, sweet girlfriend Abda said she didn't like bad boys. all of these days in the clink for nothing?
Breaking news. Adiip told of his past as a bad boy. He allegedly had a girlfriend in India named Abda, who rejected him because of it. More news after this.
I'm gonna call Gil to the stand to tell a story.
Aloha, people A's. It's me, Gilly, and I'm about to drop the greatest eyewitness testimony of the 17th century.
This is probably not going to help us much.
So one day, I was hanging outside Nicky's place here. All of a sudden, he gave this deer thing magical powers. Suddenly, I was in the Amazon rainforest with this kid who was playing the flute in front of these sloths. Heck, I don't know what was going on, but it was pretty dandy. Anyways, I returned to outside Nick's window to see the deer flying around, looking all possessed like and all. And I was also eating some luscious rice and chocolate chicken. Pretty odd stuff, but saucier than usual.
Well then, I've never seen a testimony like that before. Or any testimony for that matter. Since I'm a male nurse and I have no experience whatsoever as a judge. Defense here, cross-examination, if you may.
Can you please teach me how to play that song on the flute so I could impress Gertrude?
Sure, it goes do, da da.
Well, that wasn't very helpful.
Neither are most of the other things you do, Adiip.
Less useful than the time that commies tried to pass himself off as capitalists. Never fooled me, though.
Anyways, can you please describe the incident outside Nicholas's window with a little more depth? Like, what kind of magic did he use? Christmas magic, perhaps?
Heck, I don't know. I thought it was Easter magic, to be honest. But you can never know, really. Or maybe April Fool's magic. Or even mermaid magic.
Order! Enough with the questions. You can go away now, Gil. It's not like your testimony made any sense.
Okie dokie pokey and turn yourself around. That's what it's all about.
Well then, Albert, why don't you come to the stand?
I have quite the testimony, Your Honor. It's quite shocking and disturbing, so I encourage those of you with weak constitutions to leave the court.
I got to get out of here.
Too late! Anyways, there I was, lying motionless in a tight deer costume next to the duck pond, completely defenseless, with a camera duct taped to my forehead. Suddenly, I saw Nicholas looking outside his window, menacingly. He set a beam of light my way, and wowza, I was flying in the air like Peter Pan and Barry the Bee combined. I was soaring across the world, happy as could be.
Now why are you complaining?
You haven't heard the rest of my tale. As I was saying, flying through the air, when suddenly my ability to fly was gone. That's right, folks, gone. I plummeted down to the cold, hard ground, where I broke every single bone in my body, even the tiny little ones in my ear. So now I had to pay for surgery to replace all my bones with a mix of cookie dough and newspaper. So I posed this question to the court. Would Santa Claus, known for being good to all and being caring and whatnot, destroy this frail old man's quality of life for absolutely no reason? Here's my proposition. This man is not Santa. He's simply an imposter.
An imposter? This is shocking as heck.
Shocking or not, it's the truth. I know, because I was there. So does anyone have any questions for yours truly, or am I done here?
I have a few questions for you, Mr. Glass.
Certainly.
Have you ever considered that maybe this man is truly Santa Claus and simply mistook you for a deer? Perhaps he simply wanted to grant a poor wounded deer with the ability of flight, but because he instead applied it to a human, the power was too weak to sustain flight for a long period of time?
I remember once a Japanese kamikaze plane was too weak to sustain flight for a long period of time. It's because I shot it down with a giant celery stick.
Wow, Gertrude, that's a very compelling case. Gives me even more of a reason to be completely attracted to you.
Well, in response to Miss Dolores' questions, I'd like to say that I would think that Santa, someone who spends a lot of time around deer, would know what a deer looks like compared to an old guy in a deer costume.
Thanks, folks. Court is dismissed. Man, I've always wanted to say that. Anyways, I'll decide.
You gotta make the decision before you dismiss the court, you wackadoodle-doo.
I know what I'm doing, George. I just need a little time to make my final decision.
I remember back in Nam, one time I let the Viet Cong have a little time to die.
Well then, Leonard.
Well, that wraps up the trial here at the nursing home. We are awaiting the judge's final decision. Both sides made a super compelling case and used some fiery rhetoric. As a news talking head would say, anyway, Judge Chowders will make his decision sometime soon, and we'll report back to you once we hear his verdict.
I'm so nervous. My life hangs in the balance. Think about all the little boys and girls who won't get their presents if I'm declared guilty.
I know, Santa. I guess Adiip and I have tried our best to save you. We'll find if our efforts change anything soon enough.
I guess so.
Shut up. You're a prisoner. I never gave you no permission to blabber with this lady.
Brad shoves a foot-long sub sandwich into his mouth and in one bite swallows it.
That was a good sandwich. When is that whippy boy gonna make his decision? I've been waiting all day for him, and I'm all out of sub sandwiches now.
All right, boys. I made my decision. My final verdict is that Nicholas is...
The nursing home is quiet. Sweat drips down Adiip's face, and Leonard is close to having an aneurysm.
Nicholas is guilty of witchcraft.
Yeah, boy.
Justice has prevailed once again.
Hey, on to Barney's show. We're bringing you a very special announcement. Nicky Poo has been pronounced guilty of witchcraft.
And your punishment is? Death by pelting with genuine stale bread from Nam.
I've been waiting so long to do this. Just like old times. Just like old times.
Say, that's not too bad. I'm not gonna die by being hit with a few pieces of stale bread.
Oh, you don't know the kind of stale bread we're using, Nicholas. No idea.
Finally, it feels so good to have justice for once. The guy who nearly killed me is gonna die, baby.
The next day, Nicholas's execution is about to take place. Nicholas is sitting in the dungeon in the nursing home's basement, which they have for some reason. He is being given his last supper.
So, Nicky, what do you want for your final meal?
Milk and cookies.
After Nick eats his final dinner, Brad changes him up and sends him up to the stockade to be pelted with bread.
Any last words, Nicholas?
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Whatever, Nick. Well, get ready to die.
Leonard emerges from the bathroom dressed in a full executioner's outfit. He is holding a basket of bread rather than an axe or anything, though.
Well, goodbye, Nick.
Leonard throws the first piece of bread, which immediately kills Santa. However, he throws a few more for good measure. With the death of Santa, millions of good boys and girls cried. They received no presents on Christmas morning. However, they learned that presents are not the true meaning of Christmas, but rather uniting as a family, or in the old folks' case, a nursing home, and coming together as people. Merry Christmas, good listeners of Where Am I, and a Happy New Year.
We wish you a merry chicken, we wish you a merry chicken, we wish you a merry chicken and a nice luscious rice. Good tidings to you, old folks and the young. Good tidings of chicken and a nice luscious rice. Merry chicken, folks.